Hello and welcome to Scarlet Serpent Readings. Thank you so much for joining me for today's timeless pick a card reading. Thank you for all of those who are subscribed, and thank you as well for those who are just joining for the first time. Welcome. So today's reading is all about angelic guidance, and we're going to leave it fairly broad. We'll find out what the situation is for you, and what guidance you have from the angelic realm. So for today's reading, I have 3 different piles for you, and it's going to be choose a bracelet. So for pile 1, it's kind of a crow there. I don't know if you could see that. So that's pile 1. I have pile 2. And then pile 3. Okay. So if you need some more time to intuitively select your pile, you could do so. Pause the video. The timestamps are going to be in the description box below. Otherwise, I'm going to see your reading. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the necklace with the raven / crow, this is going to be your reading. I don't know if you could see that. Okay. So, I pre-shuffled a few of the cards. First, we're going to find out what Archangel is with you now, energetically, why they're with you. So we'll get some guidance, or just an idea of what situation you're in. And then I'm going to draw some additional tarot just to see what their guidance and what their healing messages are, okay? So I haven't looked at these, and just keep in mind that this is a collective reading. If you want a personal reading, that information is going to be in the description box below. All right, so you have Archangel Metatron. It says, increase your light levels, open your stellar gateway chakra. And usually Archangel Metatron, has to do with ascension, a very powerful archangel. Let's see with the sun there, very vibrant colors. And it's interesting because the next couple cards that I'll be showing you are actually from Archangel Metatron's oracle deck as well, so that's pretty cool. But this could have to do with kind of finding passion. Mostly I always associate Archangel Metatron with like life purpose and kind of why you're here. Big questions, big action. There's just a grandeur to the energy with him. So we'll see. We'll get some more details on that now. So the oracle cards are New Dawn, welcome back, with the number 10, and then Blue with Madonna and Mothering. Straight away, there's this sense of the sun being there again, stepping into your solar plexus energy. So that might be something that you're looking forward to, kind of moving on, especially the contrast with the blue as well. So you might have been in a healing phase, and this Archangel Metatron might be helping you transition from healing, from taking it slow, to actually brightening up and stepping into this new phase of your life, as the cards suggest here. Especially with the border on the outside, it looks like you've been in that kind of healing mode for a while here. So I don't know if you noticed that right here with this border. So it's like stepping, of course, like the card suggests, out. And there's definitely that parallel. Okay. So let's look at the tarot again, kind of describing what the situation is before we get into the messages. Ace of Pentacles and 5 of Swords. And it's interesting too, because these 2 cards are underneath the New Dawn and Blue. So with New Dawn, which is where I think Archangel Metatron is pushing you towards, is these 2 cards. So a new possibility to make money in a material sense, new opportunities, as far as finding your ground on planet Earth as well. This ties nicely to life purpose as well, in a way. It's kind of like grounding your spiritual energy into the material, it's like Archangel Metatron is giving you the pentacle, and then it would be up to you and maybe Archangel Sandalphon to ground that into reality. And that's kind of what's happening with the new dawn. It's like a new opportunity is coming, but really setting you energetically in alignment with that opportunity. Because I see here with the blue again, this has to do with maybe just some deceit, some conflict that you've had with, it depends on your situation, of course, but just from conflict in general, the healing process of that, and maybe even some sort of like metaphorical death and sadness. So you might have lost something, felt defeated for a while, and this reading is all about transitioning from, oh, and I mentioned death, and you did choose the crow. Let's see if I can bring this up closer for you. Sometimes, there we go. This is really hard to do. But it's a crow, there's a crow here, and I associate that again with kind of spiritual messages, transitioning there as well. I think there's another deck that I have that has the crow, or that crow imagery as the death card as well. So that might be something that's going on, especially with new beginnings, transitioning from a period of stagnancy and healing and defeat towards life purpose. Like that's probably tying into your life purpose as well. Okay, so I'm going to draw some more tarot just to actually get into the healing guidance from Archangel Metatron. Okay, so one card. Okay, the card that popped up, face up. Okay, so we have 3 cards here. That'll be it for now. Let's look at this first one. 3 of Cups. Three of Cups. And then we have here, right next to that, the 4 of Cups, which is interesting. And then the 7 of Swords, which I would say probably connecting with people is going to be your best bet as far as opening the doors to possibility. Again, with the sun being there in the previous card, the new dawn. I'll show you that in a sec. Actually, I'll show it to you now. Just like this. There we go. It's like you can't see the opportunity yet, but through connecting with others, the doors will start to open, and that is where you'll step into your life purpose. That's where it's kind of like through the experience of the 5 of Swords energy that I pulled up earlier. That's how you can connect with others, that you'll see that there is like I was going to say a string, but really that compassion and understanding of being able to express these hardships that you've overcome, as far as probably, especially with the 7 of Swords here, like deceit and untruthfulness, and being kind of blindsided by it as well. Because I don't know if you could see, but there's lines going through the eye here. Yeah, so there's a little eye in this card, and there's lines through it. It's interesting that how these arrows are placed in a similar way. There's a real strong connection between these 2 cards, actually. It's like the deception comes from not knowing what's in front of you, and that comes from the pain that comes from even this figure in the 5 of Swords is looking down. So it's kind of like being buried in sorrow. That could be something that has to do with the cups as well. And the transition out of it comes from connection. And that's when you'll be able to really step into the light here, really step into a new opportunity. So this reading feels all about shifting that energy a little bit and being comfortable with asking for help, with connecting with people, with knowing that you're not alone, which might be something that you felt for a while, especially in your journey, as far as feeling a bit lost and betrayed by friends and coworkers, family. But with the presence of Archangel Metatron, this has a lot to do. This experience of healing, and mothering, you might come across as like, honestly, like Madonna, like that figure to other people, and it hasn't really paid off yet, I feel. But now's the time. I think now is that transition from, helping people who just keep taking your energy, keep asking for more but not reciprocating, changing that from finding people who truly value what you have to offer as far as nurturing energy, very strong, like Empress, like Queen of Pentacles energy, and finding people. It's like aligning yourself energetically to people who could truly value what you have to offer and are willing to pay for it too. Because with the Pentacles as well, it's like you might have felt like you've been working in a way for free, and that could be part of the frustration. That could be part of the Seven of Swords and Five of Swords energy, where people are just taking. They're just taking, and it's left you defeated energetically. The Three of Cups was clarified by another three, the Three of Pentacles. Actually, I have 4 cards, so I'll leave that one to the side. Three of Pentacles, so that suggests that this connection that you have with people who you could actually relate to at an emotional level will also help take that Ace of Pentacles and make it into something. It's that creative energy with the 3, making that triangle. Is there a triangle? No, but I get that sense of it. It's interesting, this card. It's like navigating through. It's kind of like the Three of Pentacles is that cave, but together with this team, you can get to the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel. I'll just show you. This is the Three of Pentacles card. Very abstract imagery, no? And then this was the previous card, and this was actually right under this card. This is under this. So it's like part of the reason you felt like you were in a cave, and part of that healing process and the transition out of it comes from other people's help. Like, that's not to say you need other people, but it's nice to know that you're not the only one who's been experiencing this sort of hardships, this sort of lessons, and that all of what's happened is paying off, quite literally, actually. Like, it has to do with your power, your strength, and what you have to offer the world, part of your life purpose, and that's going to translate in abundance as well. Well, look, we have the Two of Cups. Okay, there we go. Or not. With the rainbow, I would say, like, if you see a rainbow, it would be a sign from the angelic realm that you're not alone. And it was under the Four of Cups, so very different cup energy. So there is quite a bit of cups, again, emotional energy in this reading, with Venus showing up, and then the moon, which are kind of connected, transitioning from feeling alone and cross-legged under a tree, not seeing anything to fully embracing. It's almost like there's this contrast from feeling completely isolated to, wow, appreciating these connections at a very deep level. And that's, it might even be just that contrast. Like some people, or a lot of the experience on Earth is about, a lot of the hardships make the nice parts of living more enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch a movie in a movie theater and you've been there for like 2.5 hours, like most of the Marvel movies now, and then you go outside and it's like a huge breath of fresh air when you step out of the theater. It's like you feel yourself expanding and appreciating real life a little more. That's the sense I get. And then we have the Hermit underneath the Seven of Swords. So this, it's really for me finding the wisdom in being betrayed in a way. It's kind of like finding appreciation of it. It's like, well, these people let me down, and it was horrible. But the fact that I can kind of look back and recognize the subtle signs. It's like you kind of knew it was coming. And I think that you could take that multiple ways. You could see it like, oh, I'm frustrated with myself because I didn't know these people would betray me. Or I knew that these people would betray me in some way, in some capacity, take advantage of me, and I didn't do anything about it. But instead of that frustration, you could actually, it's a very subtle shift, but it's also drastic in a way where you can go, well, I'm proud of myself for having known, and now I'm in a place where I'd be able to recognize that subtle energy and focus on it and trust myself when I get those feelings of, something feels off. I don't really trust this person, and actually remembering through meditation, I'd say, like, it's interesting because like meditating tunes you into yourself more, and if that pops up, if the thought of the Seven of Swords pops up, of that betrayal, of that untrustworthiness comes up in meditation, it's just an opportunity to flip the switch of I'm upset with myself because I didn't see it, versus, oh, well, this allows me to recognize really the psychic ability that I have to know that that's happening before it happens. And that's really, that lesson's really so you could discern between people who are taking advantage of you and people who are really aligned with you. Because this is what the angelic realm wants for you. They want you to connect with people. And it's a contrast to the Hermit, where there's almost a comfort in isolation, but now that's like the transitioning time. That's what the new dawn is all about. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, and this was outside of the deck, so it's kind of like you have good luck on your side. There's that expansion with Jupiter as well. Look at that, it's gorgeous. And it's interesting because the color of purple is like that wisdom. There was purpose to this. This was not just like punishment. It was not in vain. This was necessary. That brought you towards the Hermit mode, so that you could recognize what it means to be in the flow of good luck, and recognizing the connectedness that you have with everything and everyone, even those who are not, particularly in your vibration at the moment. They'll still at least guide you towards your life purpose. Let's see, we have Ascendant Master Kuthumi with Moss Agate, Sacred Ecosystem. So that makes sense, given the energies. The ecosystem would have to do with the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. This is what you're stepping into. This is what Archangel Metatron is bringing you into, that sacred ecosystem, where it's also healing energy with green and moss agate. And then we have Ascendant Master Merlin with Mystic Merlinite. Read the energy. And this is kind of like what you got out of it, which is being able to trust the energy that you're reading, trust in yourself, develop psychically. And that's what really this Hermit card is about too, because these two are right next to each other. Developing that sense and trusting it and allowing that to help you move through people who are aligned with you. So it's a positive change that you're undergoing. Don't be too hard on yourself. It was just part of developing your mastery and really appreciating and enjoying the company of those who are going to help you. You're meant to collaborate and be with a team and do great things with like-minded people. So hopefully this reading was helpful. Please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this Tiger's Eye bracelet, this is going to be your reading. There we go. Let's see what cards you have. So I have an Archangel card for you, just to see what angelic energy is near you and assisting you at this time. We have an Oracle card and Tarot describing the situation that you're in, describing what this particular Archangel is assisting you with at this time. And then I'm going to draw some tarot with their guidance. Just keep in mind that this is a collective reading. If you want something more personal, I do offer personal readings. That information is going to be in the description box. So let's see. I haven't seen this. Archangel Azrael. You know what's interesting? Like, I always, I don't know, daydream or imagine myself doing the readings, and it's remarkable how often I'm like, oh, this would be interesting if Archangel Azrael comes up for some reason. I guess that's just like the energy that I'm in personally. And this card says it's time to let go, prepare for change. So this is an Archangel of transition. Yeah, definitely transitioning. Let's see what the Oracle card is. Okay, so this card says it's time to let go. I don't know if you could see the words here. Maybe you could. Time to let go. Letting go. Time for change. So very, very strong indication that it's time to release something. Maybe resentment, maybe a relationship, maybe a circumstance in your life. We have the Emperor. So this might have to do with like a father figure, masculine energy. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So there's a lot of people here, and this might have to do with letting go of people. Let me see if I can do this properly. Yeah, it's like this. You'll notice that these ladies are facing the Emperor, especially with the Queen of Swords. So I feel like you're embodying the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, regardless of gender, and it could have to be with where you place your energy as far as authority, like creating your own authority within yourself and following your own rules, as opposed to kind of the mental clutter that is people who like to tell you what you should do and kind of following the status quo in that way, but facing it head on. And by facing it, it's like there's this sense of sovereignty, and that's what's going to bring a new energy towards you. If you felt stagnant, it's like just cutting the cords and releasing yourself from how am I doing this? Okay, sorry. Well, yeah, that number 4 with fall, it's really a transition, change of season that you really want to. There's just a strong sense of wanting to be independent, and It's interesting because the Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Swords, they are balanced within themselves, in that the Swords is mental energy, which is generally masculine, and the Pentacles is feminine energy, and kind of finding that balance within yourself, so that you could claim your sovereignty, which I feel like is something that you're looking for. So let's continue. The Archangel Azrael, I would definitely suggest connecting, doing like, I don't think you're gonna find like a meditation for Archangel Azrael online, to be honest. It's not really a popular archangel, but I would suggest just tuning into that energy. Or likewise, you could take the Death card in Tarot and do like a meditation or attunement to that, because I feel like embracing that energy would be really beneficial. It's a lot of cards, so I can take that. So let's see what the guidance is in this situation. Okay. So lots of Pentacles here, and we have the Five of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. So the Pentacles and Swords are showing up again in this reading, and I guess that would be the energy of you or the people around you, depending. Again, this is a collective reading. So with the Six of Pentacles suggesting to find that balance within yourself. I had mentioned balance earlier, so it's kind of echoing here. And with the Page of Pentacles, I don't know, I get this sense of maturing in recognizing the lack of balance. Even the petals here are balanced as well. There's six petals, Six of Pentacles. Embracing stability within yourself and not relying on others. So there might be a sense of codependency here. And then with the Two of Swords, I would say this has to do with whether or not you might be fighting that urge to let go. That's what the Two Swords are. Letting go or staying with what feels comfortable. And then the Five of Pentacles. It feels as though with the Five of Pentacles and, Mercury and Taurus coming up, that you're not getting what you feel you should. So that sense of balance that you're after isn't happening right now. And the reason why that's happening is because this person or this circumstance or this company just isn't willing to be fair and even in their, I guess, negotiations or their energy, especially in a material sense. But that's kind of like why you're being asked to let go, is that this person, this Emperor, is stubborn. They're not going to change. And so to balance out your own energy, you're being asked to kind of cut the cords and move on from that particular situation. Who's also kind of coming across as the Page of Pentacles, that they might be the Page of Pentacles as well. It's kind of like not quite developed in knowing how to divide money, how to be fair. So there's this sense of maybe immature energy that's coming through. But it's kind of like when you put the Aries, the Emperor energy with the Page of Pentacles, it's like someone who thinks and is in an authoritative position and is kind of arrogant, but they're really just a Page of Pentacles. So they don't really know how to lead, even though they are in a leadership position, or they just are taking that authoritative role within a relationship. Let's get some more tarot just to clarify this row. I don't know what card this is. Uh-oh. It's 18. Which one's 18? I don't know. Oh well. Is that the star? It feels like a star, but I don't actually know. And anyway, this feels like guidance. This feels like a spirit guide. This feels like an archangel here that's moving you towards freedom. We also have the Two of Pentacles underneath the Page of Pentacles. So there's that kind of sense of choice again. We have Two of Swords and Two of Pentacles, kind of creating that balance for yourself. And yeah, with all of this earth energy here, there's a lot of earth energy. There's the Queen of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. So it's all about, again, I get kind of that sense of codependency and creating your own foundations within yourself, creating your own stability and not relying on either, you know, a relationship, a person, or even a company to provide for you. That's something you could do on your own if you are willing to trust and follow the guidance from the angelic realm. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands, which was under the Two of Swords. And I feel like with these two next to each other, it's like you have the passion and desire to do one thing. So following that desire is going to lead you in the right direction. He's holding two different things here, the wand and like a book or something. And I would say that has to do with this as well. It's like your passion is coming from a higher perspective, like a celestial or higher self guide. That's what the passion is. That's what's kind of driving you and making you feel maybe not just uncomfortable but fidgety with the stagnant energy, because you might also have a lot of stagnant energy just given the amount of pentacles. That might just feel stiff and an unbalanced, I was going to say Aries, but an unbalanced Emperor could be very rigid. And then we have the Queen of Swords coming in twice and right under each other. That was the Five of Pentacles. So there is kind of this is definitely a person, this Queen of Swords. That could be you. That could be the energy you're being asked to step into as well. Is being kind of cutthroat and recognize and be honest with yourself about the fact that you're not receiving what you feel you should, as far as Five of Pentacles goes. That she's just like, well, I'm not, and you know this is a very intuitive, very intelligent, intellectual being who is not going to tolerate the lack of balance. And yeah, the sort, it's kind of like there's a lot of pentacles, there's a lot of desire for the pentacles to be balanced, for the financial situation, the material give and take to be, yeah, even if it's love, it's like one person's giving you money and you're giving love in return, and it's not balanced. And there's this Two of Swords. So the transition with Archangel Azrael, that part of letting go is the Swords energy. It's kind of quieting the mind for a bit and being like, honestly, I know that this isn't right for me, and I have that push, I have the guidance to move forward, but I have to, or I should be willing to trust in my gut feeling here. not just gut feeling. Trust in. I'm losing the word here. But anyway, we have Archangel Aniel with pink calcite and acceptance, and Ascended Master Mary Magdalene with Aqua Aura Quartz and Divine Alchemy. So you might have, and I got a sense of it too, if you were drawn to another pile, you might want to look at that. But with acceptance, the acceptance comes from what isn't serving you and acknowledging it and not trying to hold on to that. With Archangel Aniel. And then for Ascended Master Mary Magdalene, Aqua Aura Quartz, we have Divine Alchemy. Which, you know, I might read a little passage from this one in particular, but let's see, okay. The sole task of divine alchemists is to repair the damage that fear-based consciousness has generated in the world. So that fear-based has to do with accepting a situation that isn't good for you, but you're afraid of. I don't want to say it like that, like you're afraid or anything, but there's like a subconscious fear of being on your own and whether or not you'll find that grounded support, the financial freedom, the ability to carry yourself on your own. That's what that fear is, and that's what that divine alchemy is here for with Ascended Master Mary Magdalene, is transmuting that fear into trust in the universe, trust in your ability to stand on your own 2 feet, because you do have that support. It's fairly strong here. If there's anything else, no matter what realm you enter, your soul has the ability to trigger alchemical change. You are helping to heal the doubt, fear-based habits of self-destructive behavioral patterns that plague the human collective psyche. Alchemy always starts with the alchemist. It is will and belief that empowers the alchemist to continue with their sacred work, even if it is misunderstood or dismissed by those who don't yet know any better. And I think that's what this is. People that surround you who don't know any better, who have a very, like, this is the only way things can happen. This is the only way to achieve financial success and stability, by doing this thing that really doesn't align to your heart, and there's this part of you that's saying no, that's not true, and kind of acknowledging that they're not going to change. That's a big one, that you might want this person, this company, what have you, to change, but they won't. And that's kind of also part of the letting go, is letting go of expecting them to understand you, because there's this strong sense of that not happening, unfortunately, and being able to be okay with that's just who they are, that's where they are in their journey in their life, and you still have your life to lead. You still have a purpose, a soul purpose, and you're being guided to do that. So hopefully this reading was helpful. Please let me know in the comment section, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care. Hi Pile 3, if you chose this third bracelet here, this is going to be your reading. With, I think it's malachite and tiger's eye. Okay. So let's look at your cards. We have, I've chosen these, well, these popped out intuitively, and we're gonna see what Archangel is with you and why they're with you, what situation you're in, and then we're gonna draw some additional tarot to look at the guidance. So, okay, so you have Archangel Hope. Look for a cosmic gift. Remember, you deserve it. Very colorful, pretty Archangel here, with trusting that you're on the right path. We have Mother Earth, grounding and support. there's again that sense of trusting in the process, trusting that something is growing out of whatever situation you're in. And then we have yellow, joy and happiness. Strong yellow imagery, again, with these two. So it's all about stepping into joy and allowing joy and trusting that you deserve joy, as Archangel Hope suggests here. A lot of earth energy, like elemental, fairy-like energy as well, that you're allowed to be childlike, that you're allowed to dream big, because there might have been, I guess, limiting thought patterns or kind of too cutthroat, too serious sometimes. Yeah, yeah. With the King of Swords, this could be the energy that you're in right now. Is it's not bad. It's not a bad energy at all. But to make time for joy and not be too focused on rational thinking, on intellectual thinking, and just notice the steps you're taking on the ground. Notice like the footprints you leave, and notice the bees and butterflies and things like that. Notice the elemental realm, because I feel like with this pile in particular, you're very close to the elements. And then we have the Seven of Wands. So part of this energy here feels like you're just really focused on defending yourself, really focused on fighting for what you believe in, especially again at an intellectual level. And yeah, absolutely, that might be necessary, but at the same time, it's like it might take away sometimes from your happiness. It might take away from the joy that you feel from just being carefree. So there might be like this push to being a little more childlike in your given situation. But let's see what the guidance is for you from Archangel Hope. What's the guidance? That happens pretty often, doesn't it? A few Pentacles cards coming up. Especially with Mother Earth and grounding and support, seeing the Pentacles, I guess, makes sense. But let's see. We have the Seven of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. It is in reverse, so I'm just gonna leave it actually like that for now. I feel like the King of Swords energy has to do with deciding which direction to take as far as Seven of Cups goes, and as far as like finding your happiness. This has to do with maybe you felt like, especially this might have to do with career mostly, where it's like, what are your options as far as creating? It's like you're after kind of recognition, like that was something that was programmed. You need to be seen. That's the only way you could be known as successful, is making sure other people know that you're being successful. And that's why the Six of Wands is reversed. It feels like there's a lot of times being spent in impressing others, and they just won't. And that's what that is. It's like you could impress others, but you could also defend in what you really want to do, what your real beliefs are, what your real joy is. That's why this joy card is under this as well. Is that for all these wands, all of this, especially with the Seven of Wands, which is fairly strong, that kind of Sagittarius, it's like I need, I think it's Saturn there in Sagittarius. There's a lot of energy being spent, I feel, with valuing what brings joy. It's like, no, this is, I know there's these Pentacles. I know that maybe the King of Swords is here for that reason. It's like you're fending off the opinions of others, and it kind of makes you sometimes a little stiff and rigid, and you might need to be that way with just the environment that you're in, especially with the Three of Pentacles here. And you might be in a place where you kind of want to transition out of a particular study or focus or what have you, and you're not really sure which way to go. And in a way, it's like the Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles is like, well, whatever it is, it has to be financially viable. It has to bring about success to others. That's what, especially this card, like the Eye here. Like, I want to be seen as successful. I want to be seen as the leader. With the cosmic gift and grounding and support with Mother Earth, these two come together quite nicely, where it's like having support, looking for that support, I guess, in people who are around you, but also within yourself. But yeah, so far this reading feels like it's like that financial freedom that you want can come while still stepping into what you enjoy. And that doesn't necessarily mean you need to make an occupation out of joy exclusively, but to always remember and to make time for being silly, like that it'll actually indirectly translate into financial success. And I do feel like the King of Swords, you're trying to go about selecting this in a King of Swords way, where it's like intellectually, what makes sense? Let me make a list of why this and that and the other, what options I have. But it's like, what makes you happy? And it's like the intuitive way of selecting the right cup there, you know. But let's see some additional guidance. Let's clarify these cards. So, that's crazy. Some of these cards have been showing up in every reading. So I have the Three of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. I don't usually do reversals, but it is there. And then the 9 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands and 9 of Wands are underneath the 6 of Wands, which suggests that it's exhausting. It's exhausting to try and, like, everyone's like, shine, you know, it's kind of weird. There's like, shine your light and be you, and there's so much energy that's put into standing out, and that's what that is. That's what that is. It's there's so much energy being put into trying to stand out. And I think that's why it's in reverse. I think that's why this 6 of Wands is in reverse. It's like, don't worry about standing out. Focus more on being happy and releasing all of these, because this is the 10 of Wands, and you'll just notice the two completely different decks with the red energy. It's like, how are you directing that passion? You see that? How when it's reversed, it actually fits the fire with fire there. With the nine of that's what that is. So the 10 of Wands here, having people's opinions hold you back. Where you're stepping on is the joy, but you can't recognize what makes you happy when you're fighting off people's opinions, when you're fighting off what you're told you should do. What you're told is an idea of success. The 3 of Pentacles here. And then with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse as well. It's like, okay, because this feels like, this Ten of Pentacles feels like a stream of energy, a flow, and you're restricting that flow because, energetically speaking, you're in like self-defense mode. And that's not to say you shouldn't be, but I think the moment that you defend less and connect more with, again, with the Three of Cups, it's very free-flowing energy, and that flow, that free-flowing energy will reverse this. We'll change it back to upright, which is the Ten of Pentacles, which is what you want, you know, being successful or being financially independent, not just independent, but abundant in finances. And that comes through joy. That's going to come through joy and not being so fixated on fending off. There's probably a lot of people around you, like family and friends, telling you, oh, you need to go to school, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you're trying to fight it off to do what you actually enjoy doing. That's why this Nine of Wands is here. It's kind of like the moon in Sagittarius, but it's that last stand. To have faith and well, no, this is hope. This is hope in that what you want, what your gut is telling you matters, is the way to go. It's kind of like you're being guided towards what you enjoy. And that's kind of that shift where recognizing when things feel easy and flow nicely for you, that you won't have to fight as hard to get recognition. That's not to say it won't happen, but when that's the priority, yeah, when standing out and having a plaque or a medal is the priority, it's exhausting and it's not going to make you happy in the long run. That's just what I'm feeling here. Look, I'm matching. But it's interesting, like, this is a very standouty kind of shirt. It's like, here I am, but maybe not standing out will be helpful. Like, you might stand out by not trying to stand out. I hope that makes sense. I don't know, that's just what I get from this. It's like you shine kind of like the flowers, you know, they don't have to be more of a flower than the flower next to them. Do you know what that means? Like, it's like, I'm a brighter flower. There's just extra unnecessary effort, and that unnecessary exertion of energy is actually clogging up your flow of abundance. So that's what that feels like anyway. So it's like stepping into joy for joy's sake. Like, just stare at butterflies, dance around. It doesn't really. The success will come, and that's what the hope is for. That's why Archangel Hope is with you. Let's see additional guidance from Archangel Hope. Final message here. It's taking a while. I think that has to do with expecting. I don't know, it's kind of like that restricting of energy. As I hold the cards really tightly, it's hard to have a card pop out. But when I'm more relaxed, I mean, that's not to say this is what's happening now, but I'm just making that connection that maybe as you relax more and enjoy more, that Ten of Pentacles will just pop out fairly easily. So I have 3 cards for you. We have Archangel Adnachiel, I don't know who that is, with Tiger's Eye. So it's interesting that you chose a bracelet with Tiger's Eye, because that energy is coming out, and that's Tiger Spirit Rises. Tiger Spirit Rises. And then we have Goddess Freya with Amber and Untamed. These two are fairly connected. Lots of solar plexus energy, especially since yellow is here as well. And hope. But it's like let loose. That's the main overarching theme here is let loose. This, and look, number 44, Sacred Pleasure, Goddess Bastet. These are all very fiery beings. This is all passion and just allowing that passion to move through. And that's why you have the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, the 6 of Wands in reverse. It's all about directing this energy. And you could just see the contrast between the 10 of Wands here, where it's like overexertion, and especially it's just interesting that there's this person, that you're carrying a person. So it really has to do with the opinions of people, the expectations of other people, and then we have the fire. This is what happens when you drop this. You're like, enough, and then you're just surrounded by passion. And that's why you have three different oracle cards about being passionate, about really expanding that solar plexus energy. I wouldn't be surprised if you were drawn to another pile. You could take a little bit of that, but you don't have to, obviously. But Bastet, Tiger's Eye, Freya, allowing that sacred pleasure to expand. That's the sacred pleasures as well. That's the joy and happiness. Sacred pleasure. Lots of yellow, lots of orange. I would definitely step into that energy as well, and allow yourself to expand naturally and not by force. So hopefully this reading resonated. Please let me know. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.